Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? What day is it, Brooke?
I almost forgot. But I got my handy dandy state-of-the-art device right here.
You do?
It is March the 2nd at 8 o'clock in central Alabama.
Whew.
And the rain has stopped.
We were humping this morning. I was humping this morning trying to get it here.
Yeah.
Just got out of the shower. We made it, though.
Got out of the shower and got hot coffee. So hot, I can't hardly drink it.
Oh, goodness.
I got a little flyaway that's just wanting to go. How is everybody this morning? Hope you are doing well.
Doing well. We got a temperature change already, don't we?
What is
Yeah, it's warm.
Well, no, it's not warm. It's 51.
It's warmer.
51 is what I saw when I walked by the... That's warmer than it has been.
It's warmer.
What you doing?
For sure. I was looking at something. There we go. I was wanting to know something.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan the Rooster.
Ryan the Rooster.
Ryan the Rooster. Good morning, Miss Sue Slaughter.
Did you go... Hey, Sue, did you go live on Instagram?
I did.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was so good you couldn't even tell it. Yeah.
I was thinking about how hot this coffee is, and I might not finish it before the live's over. Usually what happens is Jason gets up and going before I do. So he makes the coffee, and by the time I get to it, it's to where I can just drink it like milk. It's not cold, but
It's warm.
I can drink it.
It's warm.
This morning, I found myself sitting here while Jason went downstairs to get his glasses, and I made a noise that went because it was so hot. And I said, I cannot be doing that on a live.
It was a slurper.
It was a slurper because it's so hot, but it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
And that's what I was looking at. Make sure I get this right. So this month, Ryan hasn't quite got it ready yet, but he's going to do, or we're going to do butter caramel this month. So it should be ready probably this week, but I'll let you guys know.
So will the Southern pecan still be available?
I think he told me last night he's going to take inventory, but he thinks we're almost out of Southern pecan.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So butter caramel this month, and then we're going to let everybody vote on which one they want to stay.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
So,
right. Well, y'all know that Ryan's a small batch roaster, and he
One-man show.
He can't possibly make enough to keep on the shelves for a long period of time.
And he wants it fresh, too.
He wants it fresh. He wants everything to be good, and we respect him for that. What you looking for?
Okay. We're good.
Y'all, Jason's a mess. He is such a mess. I told him he was worried about the thing being off center. And I said, Jason, don't worry about it. No, we got to fix it. Scoot over. So I scooted over a little bit, and we're back. We're center.
We're center. Well, usually I'm up here 10 minutes prior, and I was running this morning, so.
It's okay. It's okay.
We hit live, and we was live.
That's right. That's the way we want it. We don't want no pregame show.
Oh,
right?
No
pregame show.
No pregame show.
All right. So I'm all settled back in from my vacation. I'm not going anywhere for this weekend. And things have slowed down on the work side. He doesn't get as much done when I'm here.
Oh, goodness. Good morning, Chestnut Hills.
Good morning. Good morning. They should be sleeping in.
YouTube's changed up their coloration. They really show out now.
Oh, really?
The moderators have always been a different color, but it looks like it's really.
I think they've always been black and white, haven't they?
No, their logo has.
Oh.
But their writing is real royal blue, and it's got a wrench beside their name now.
Okay.
That's new.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
She don't know what I'm talking about.
I know. I don't notice things like that.
Our moderators, we can see them.
Oh, moderator, meaning like Chestnut Hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Do we ship our coffee to Sweden? Yeah, we do ship internationally. Just go on the website. Where's that, Brooke?
www.cogheelfarm.com.
And put your shipping information in there, and it should let you know if it can be shipped over there or not. But it should. We've been shipping internationally.
For whatever reason, coffee is not
It's not a
regulated
specific,
like certain food
Mhm.
items are.
Yep. Ryan told me why, and I can't remember. So
Well, I was there, and that's about it.
yeah,
I was there during that conversation.
you don't remember either.
Well, I'm not going to say I don't remember. I'm just going to say I was there.
Oh goodness.
Well, we took the day off yesterday, and we as a family went over to Alabaster, where the movie theater is. But guess what?
What's that?
I felt well enough. Well, I didn't really feel well enough, but I decided that since I had not seen the first part of this movie, then I better not go see the second part. So Jason and me and Carl went to the movies,
Yes.
and I went to TJ Maxx.
We watched Dune 2. But if you haven't seen Dune 1, I think you could watch Dune 2 and still enjoy it.
But we didn't know that.
Know that at the
before
time.
I went.
Yep.
So I'm thinking to myself, there's Head Family.
See the new.
Yeah, it is. It's blue.
It's different. They really stand out now.
Well, I realized that was somebody that was very important.
Yep. So they really stand out now, which is good.
So I went to TJ Maxx, and in that same parking lot with TJ Maxx, there's a Home Goods,
which is TJ Maxx home.
Yeah, home
basically.
store. So while I went, I didn't look for any clothes or anything like that. I was mainly looking for. Arlo has this one dog bed that he loves.
Yeah.
And I've had it for several years. It comes apart. It washes easily. And I was looking for another one.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They had plenty of them, but they were the size that the boys would use. They were Rocky and Bandit sized beds.
Oh, goodness.
We don't need that because for some reason they're not going to all pile up in the same bed. All the little dogs, meaning Dee Dee, Gidget, and Arlo, they're not going to get in one bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out without a dog bed and left TJ Maxx and went to Home Goods, and they had the same selection. I was thinking to myself, well, since TJ Maxx didn't have that little size, I bet Home Goods does.
Yeah.
Because they get the same stuff.
Right.
So I go over there, and guess what? Only giant beds.
Really?
Only giant beds.
Only giant beds.
So that was what I had in my mind. Well, I've been telling you for many moons now that I wanted to put some picture frames down our hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I want in those picture frames photographs of our animals here on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just would love to walk down that hall and see Mildred staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what I wanted. But I haven't been able to find those frames in the quantity that we needed.
Right.
So I'm in Home Goods, and the frames are not on my mind, but I just so happened to go down an aisle where there were some frames, and they had them like 3 to a box of one size,
right?
Which was perfect because I needed quantity, right?
Right.
So Dee Dee, she's telling me about it.
Mm.
So it was perfect. I don't know how the conglomeration's going to come together. That's his doings. I made the purchase, and they're all there for him to figure out how they're going to go.
We'll figure it out.
And my first initial thought was I wanted black and white pictures.
Yes.
But as I was coming up the stairs just a minute ago, I thought to myself, maybe we ought to do color.
We'll think about it.
I don't know.
It depends on. My issue is with the color. I don't know what size the pictures are.
Yeah.
And
well, there's some of them that are 11 by 20.
They can kind of get pixelated,
grainy.
And the color can look off.
Well, I bet Jacqueline could fix that for us.
It won't be that. It'll just be the quality of the printing.
Oh.
So I know you're going to get them done at Walgreens or somewhere like that. But.
Jacqueline suggested back when Mama wanted some pictures.
Yeah.
She told me 2 places that did good, and I think she was saying that the quality was better.
Might be. We'll have to look and see. And it depends on a lot. But we'll look.
But now I got to figure out who deserves the big frame and who deserves the little frame. Because at some point...
And that may have to do with the quality of the picture. Because if the picture was taken and it's this big, you can't stretch it to this big.
Okay.
So
Okay. So Mildred might get the win just because her picture's
it
bigger.
just depends on depends on a lot.
Okay.
But we'll see.
So you got 2 jobs ahead of you. I thought I was going to do the picture part too, but no.
You can have me pick them out.
All I had to do was buy the frames, and I did that.
We'll figure it out.
You know, we've been in this house, what,
Almost
2 years will be
2
October.
years. 2 years, that's right.
A year and a half then. And our hall is still blank. But
a lot of our walls are still blank.
that's okay, because we don't have time to be decorating. But
Well,
that was something in my mind. When I found it, I was going to get it.
Yeah. Well, my plans are in the den is, I don't know, we got a hodgepodge of stuff in there now. And I like it. I like it a lot. And I like vintage old stuff. So as I go to flea markets and stuff, I'm going to buy some things.
He handles the decorating.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a little
And on the
odd.
kitchen side, I told you this, and you didn't say no. I can't believe it. But
Well, I don't ever say that. I just let it go.
You know, everything's open. We don't have like a walled off kitchen, but on the kitchen, look, here's Jacqueline right there. Jacqueline, you got to send that in a text, girl.
We won't remember all that.
On the kitchen side,
Copy, paste, send it to me.
I'm going to. Oh, that was Zach. Never mind. Zach, tell Jacqueline to send that to us in the text.
Okay.
I want to put cast iron, but mainly frying pans, all different sizes on the wall.
So I was thinking, while I use my cast iron quite regularly, why don't we? I've got 3 that are different sizes. Let's use those.
We could.
And I could just take them off the wall instead of getting them out of a cabinet.
We could do that too. We could look at doing that too. And I still want to find some. I don't care if they're cracked or anything like that. Like on the up high places.
Well, Catherine told me the other day, Catherine at G&G, that her husband collects cast iron. So there's no telling. We can't get into Tony's stock.
No, but that's something I know that if I could get obsessed with.
Well, they like to go flea market shopping and coming up with some old cast iron. And I can't imagine what his collection must be like.
Yep. Yeah, I could definitely get into that. Yeah. That would be bad.
Nick and Zoe's, one of them said they do too. There's Catherine. He's obsessed.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I would be the same way.
Hang it on your wall, Catherine.
Hang it on your wall, Catherine.
Hang it on your wall.
Absolutely.
But she might not let Tony do the decorating though.
She may not. Oh, we did watch Dune 2. I know some people were asking. It was really good. We liked it. We enjoyed it.
Mary Carl got in the car when I picked him up, and she was like, "It was awesome.
Yep,
it was great.
It was good."
So if she said that, it must have been really good.
It was science fiction. So if you're not a sci-fi fan, but I told Brooke's not a big sci-fi fan at all, but I think Brooke would have enjoyed it. It's a really slow paced. The cinematography is great. I tell you what was really good in it was the score, the music. It was. I really don't recognize it, but the score in this movie was spot on. It was really, 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 really good.
It's perfect.
Really good. Is it good?
It's perfect. It's cooled off a little.
Oh, but we did enjoy it. It was good. It's long though. I will tell you guys this. It is long.
I got some good shopping in.
It's basically 3 hours long. But me and Mary Carl both said the same thing. When we got in the car, it didn't feel like 3 hours. So that's how good it was.
That's the kind of movie that you're glad you saw.
Yeah.
You're glad you saw.
Yeah.
Well, the deal was Mary Carl's got to go to the orthodontist Monday. And so we had planned this out like a week prior that Jason would go with us when we go to the orthodontist and they could see the movie.
Right.
Well, we have to plan ahead having a farm,
Yes.
I mean,
always.
And it shows rain like every day next week. So that wasn't going to work.
No.
That wasn't going to work. So Mary Carl and I will go to the orthodontist Monday and Jason will get to stay here and film on that day.
That's right.
It's not raining.
That's right.
Monday's usually an off day.
Also, we got to do something that I was excited about. I guess you're kind of excited too.
What?
On the end result is that. So, give you guys a quick update. own the Volkswagen Bus.
Oh, yeah.
So we worked on it and worked on it and worked on it day before yesterday.
No way.
Could not get it running.
You.
Replaced all the fuel lines. Could not, nothing. Oh gosh. Anyways, I replaced all the fuel lines because I had a fuel leak. Hasn't ran since the rust issue. I drained the gas tank again, still had rust in it. I drained it again and it looked like the rust was gone. I cranked on it, and it never would start. I got spray starting fluid in it and it would hit, but it never would start. So I was like, you know what? Number one, I'm tired of dealing with the rust.
That was the day I took the trailer back.
I'm tired of dealing with the rust. I'm tired of it. So I'm like, if I get this thing running, it just seems like the rust never goes away. As soon as I think it's all gone, more comes back. So I was like, I'm tired of dealing with the rust. And generally speaking, replacing the gas tank is really typically not a huge deal most part because it's right up under there. You could just drop it down for the most part. This is a Volkswagen Bus. The gas tank is behind the motor. You have to take the motor out to get the gas tank out. So that's been my biggest thing of why I've been trying to clean this gas tank out. But anyways, I'm tired of it. I said, you know what? I'm not fooling with this anymore. I want this thing to be reliable. So I'm like, I'm gonna replace the gas tank. So I got a buddy that's from my hometown that is a Volkswagen. Not only he's a Volkswagen expert, but is a Volkswagen Bus guru. He loves them, absolutely loves them, and he's probably pulled a motor out of one hundreds of times. And it's really simple, but if you've never done it before, it's still some nervousness there because you're pulling the motor. So, long story short, I sent him a text, and he's like, "Hey, just call me." So I did. Called him on the phone. We had a good conversation. He told me everything that I needed to do. He told me everything that I needed to buy. And he said, when everything gets there, I'm coming over there and I'm going to help you do it. And I'm so happy because he's like, once you realize how to do it, it's not that hard. And he said, if you're going to own a Volkswagen Bus, you need to know how to take the motor out of it because everything's so crammed in there that the motor's, if you're going to own it, the motor's going to have to come out again at some point. And it's really all, I looked, I saw, there's 6 bolts to hold this thing in. 6 bolts. So he told me that I needed to get an ATV jack, which is a motorcycle jack, because it's wider, because the motor's got to drop down. So I got the ATV jack, and I went to Harbor Freight. I love
this
Harbor
was yesterday
Freight.
during our
we
outing.
went to Harbor Freight, y'all. I love Harbor Freight. I know that their stuff's not high quality, but for somebody like us that may use something once or twice or 3 or 4 times a year, it is the perfect store. It is the perfect store.
And it's a very crowded store.
Oh, everybody loves Harbor Freight. It's like a man's TJ Maxx. And I guess women too. But anyways, we went in there. I got 2 jacks, and I got a set of really nice heavy duty jack stands because we got to drop the motor and we got to pick the Volkswagen up to get it out because ours doesn't have the removable apron on the back. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited.
I don't know if all this is going to fit. I hope it'll fit in the car. And y'all, I ain't hesitate. I said, Jason, come on.
Oh, man.
We fit that, and we fit all my picture frames. So, no problem.
Oh, there's Lester. Good morning, buddy.
Hello, Lester. Yeah, I knew it would fit in there. If not, we'd put it on the roof.
We got it. We got it all
like
in
some
there.
ratchet straps to hold down some jacks or a picture frame.
I'm scratching my arm, and it's giving me a thumbs up.
And last time we couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it to do it. When you want to do it, it won't do it.
It won't do it.
But I am excited. That he's going to help me because once I see how to do it, know how to do it, then it won't be that big of a deal anymore.
You'll be traveling around taking engines out of everything.
I told Mary Carl, once we get this thing going, we're going to get feed in it every time. We're going to take in the bus to go get feed in.
That puts me off the hook.
That's right.
If they go get feed, then I have no job.
I'm going to teach you how to drive that stick shift too.
Yeah, I hope you do.
I am. I'm going to teach you how to drive. We got plenty of areas in this rural place here in Alabama to learn how to drive stick shift.
Well,
and
this is a little different than your normal stick shift. When I got back in it, I drove a stick shift for 20 years.
Right.
And could do it in the back of my mind, but that bus is a little more difficult. I kind of wish.
Go ahead. I'm not going to forget this.
I kind of wish that it was a little car with a little bit of give in between the gears rather than.
It's pretty easy though. Once you get it's easy.
Well,
it's easy.
I guess if she gets it on that, she can drive anything.
Yeah, she'll get it. It's easy. It is. Michael Key.
Yeah.
Michael, you.
Michael knows how to work on buses?
No, Michael Key said he didn't know there was actual Harbor Freight stores. Michael, there's one in Prattville. There's one in Montgomery.
Gosh.
Man.
I know what he's doing today. Tanya, get ready.
Oh, my
Y'all are going on a road trip.
Oh, my gracious.
Drive the truck.
I could spend 3 hours in that store.
That's where I got the hazmat suit for Joe.
Yeah.
For Joe stinking. Yeah. I mean, they have everything.
I almost bought a set of drill bits yesterday.
The gentleman at the counter, you take a little tag up there when the item is like oversized or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I take the tags because I'm going to be the one, doing the paying or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're up there and he has to continuously call to the back. Do you have your eyes on that jack? Do you have your eyes on that jack? Because he didn't want to ring it up until it was actually, eyes on the jack. And Jason says, "You got everything?" And I was like, "Huh?" He walks off.
I'll walk off.
He walks off. And I thought, okay.
Oh, goodness.
So I wasn't scared to be there. Just
listen, if you work on cars and stuff for a living, Harbor Freight's not your store. You're going to want Snap-on or Mac or something, that's going to last you because you're working on stuff every single day. But if you're a farmer, if you're, you tinker around, or you need that one tool that if you were to buy a DeWalt, it cost you $500, but you need that one tool because you need to use it 3 or 4 times a year, and you can get it Harbor Freight for $100. Harbor Freight is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Michael, get your shoes on.
I'm telling you, Mike.
Get your shoes on. The one we went to was in Pelham, and it's always more crowded than the one in Montgomery. It is crowded. Must be a lot of people doing Volkswagen work over there.
It must be. I tell you, and I'm probably going to kick myself. I wanted a battery-powered ratchet, and they got them there. And they had fairly good reviews on it, believe it or not. But I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger.
Well, what did Michael say?
He said he remembers when they used to come to the old armory in Selma.
Oh, okay. Well, now you can go to them.
Go to them, man.
Go to them.
I love Harbor Freight. Somebody said that they ordered the new Honeycomb yesterday, and they're excited.
New Honeycomb. What you talking about?
So one thing that came up from you guys over and over and over and over again is, are y'all going to sell Honeycomb? Will y'all sell Honeycomb? I would love, and most people that were asking that I saw are either 2 categories. Either they remember getting Honeycomb when they was a kid, and either their grandparents or their daddy or somebody like that owned bees and they did Honeycomb too.
Honeycomb meaning the actual comb that the bees build for the purpose of having babies.
Yeah, everything. And the other category is I've never had it and I want to try it. So we relayed that information back to our beekeepers because they had to get some equipment to make this happen. And they decided to invest in the equipment. And so now we actually have a jar of honey right here that has our honeycomb in it. I don't know if you can see it or not. right here.
As
Maybe I
soon
can
as
without spilling it.
Yeah, as soon as I opened it downstairs, it started dripping. You didn't leave it there but a second.
Oh, well, I thought it was going to spill out.
Go a little higher. There you go.
There's the honeycomb right there. And it's just, I like it. I like to use it like chewing gum. But it's wax. It's just pure wax. I love honey with the honeycomb in it. I'm sure not everybody does, but that is available now on our website. If you guys are interested.
www.codkillfarm.com.
Yep.
And it's if I'm not mistaken, it's about 2/3 honey in with that comb.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not exact, but
Right.
you know, it's the piece of comb down in there, and all the combs the same size because they had to invest in a cutter.
Yeah.
That would
dye. It's actual dye machine
that had to
Yep.
to cut all that comb the correct dimension. But you'll get, you know, honey that can be used just like regular honey, and the advantage is you got that piece of comb in there.
Yep. But if you don't like it, if you don't like the honeycomb, then you can get the regular honey. But there were so many people that were asking about honeycomb.
That's right. That's right. And then if while we're talking about this, if y'all did not see my video from last Sunday,
yeah,
it was about how to decrystallize, I don't even know if that's a word, honey. And raw natural honey has it's going to crystallize. And what that means is the sugar that's the natural content in it is going to turn into crystals. And there's an easy way to turn it back to honey. There were so many people that said that they had thrown their honey out because they thought it was no longer any good.
Yes.
And that is what prompted me to make the video, because all you have to do is just apply a little bit of heat to it. Now, you could heat some water on the stove at about 100 degrees and let your, honey sit in there until it decrystallizes. It may take a couple of hours. It may take longer. But the easy way to walk away from it is to take your crock pot and put it on the warm setting, and put your jar down in there. Just do not let it go above the lid.
Yeah.
Because if you do, there's potential for water seepage to get in there, and water exposed to honey will ruin it.
Right.
That's the only way that honey can go bad, is if it's exposed to water. And you can literally watch before your eyes that honey decrystallize and turning back to the product that originally was.
The only reason that honey will not crystallize, and the honey you buy in the big box stores or whatever, either one or two things have been done. It's either been over processed, or they've added something to it, so it's not pure raw honey. That if your honey crystallizes, without a shadow of doubt, you've got pure raw honey.
And it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen. It don't matter if you get it from a local beekeeper. It's going to crystallize, and because most local beekeepers are honest people, they're not going to add. Corn syrup is the one thing that they'll slip in there on you. Not your local guys, your big, or honey that comes from China or wherever. They'll slip corn syrup in there, and you can't taste it, and so you're not really getting pure raw honey. But it will not let it crystallize.
That's right.
So they're making a lot more money because they're cutting it with something they shouldn't, or it's been over processed. And how you over process honey is they'll heat it to an extremely high temperature, which kills everything that makes honey so good for you.
Yeah, all the benefits are gone.
Right. Yep. So one thing is that I want to try that I've seen so many of you guys say is make whipped honey out of it.
Well, basically, if your honey has crystallized, you are one step closer to making whipped honey. So, I
really want to make whipped honey. It sounds delicious.
Well, what would happen is we would eat the whole jar at one sitting. that couldn't be good for your possible blood sugar.
I've seen people ask that you can put it in the microwave. You can't put it in there with the plastic jar. You got to do something different. But putting it in a microwave could kill the good stuff that makes honey so beneficial.
That's right.
So warm water is basically the kind of the safest way to do it.
That's right.
I've seen some people say that they keep theirs in their windowsill where the sun hits it.
And that's what Rachel suggested is she suggested on top of your refrigerator.
Yeah, on top of your refrigerator too is a good
because
spot.
the top of the refrigerator is always a little bit warm.
Yep.
You know, I'm surprised our cats don't lay on the top of the refrigerator in the milk room. There must not be a way for them to
Egg
get up
cartons
there.
are up there. That's where we store our egg
I
cartons.
thought they were on the
The
milk
new
stand.
ones are.
Okay.
But I think the old ones are up there.
I've never seen them on top of the refrigerator. I don't think they can get up there.
Yeah. And Brenda, that Brenda said that's right. Y'all have found honey. Of course, it's been crystallized. They found some in King Tut's tomb.
Yes.
And they found it in the Egyptian burial places over 3,000 years old.
And it's still good.
Perfectly great. You can still eat it.
You can still eat it.
Oh,
because
man.
it's I don't know how many actual things there are, or if honey is the only food that does not spoil.
I don't know.
That's something for you guys to Google.
That is. How long does honey last? Far as
Indefinitely.
I know, forever.
Indefinitely.
It does.
It's a food that never spoils.
The bees remove, and that's why it crystallizes. The bees remove
the moisture.
99% of the water content out of it. And the water is what causes spoilage. So long as it doesn't get any extra water in it,
that's why I said make sure that water level doesn't go over the top of your jar when you're heating it.
Yep.
And that slow process is not taking anything away from it. When you're heating it slow, such as the crock pot, you're not killing any of those enzymes because the water isn't warm enough to do anything.
Somebody said that honey crystallizes fast and something's wrong with it. No, that's not the case. Honey crystallizes at a different rate depending on temperature, depending on what type of bees, what type of pollen the bees brought in, what time of year it is, how much honeycomb's left in it, how much it's been filtered.
And guess what?
Several things.
Honey can even crystallize in the hive.
Yeah, it can crystallize in the comb. So there's several reasons that cause it to crystallize faster than others. So
that's an incorrect assumption.
If you have honey fermented, then it got water in it. Honey won't ferment by itself. It has to have water added to it.
That's
type of
some
way.
kind of leakage happened.
Honey will not spoil.
Will not spoil.
Yep.
And we are confident in that
will
statement.
Not spoil. Just Google it. You'll see it. Honey will not spoil.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to make people realize when they tell you, well, your honey crystallized and that means it's bad.
Yep.
No,
it
does not.
Bad.
It means it's real. It means it's raw. It means it's natural.
Yep.
So, you know, you got a problem if it doesn't crystallize.
If your honey does not crystallize, it is not 100% pure raw honey.
In our pantry, we have.
If you don't believe us, just Google it. Absolutely, just Google it.
That's right.
Yep.
In our pantry, we have just oodles of honey from different places that we've collected over the years, and we keep it because it's not going bad.
Right.
And every single jar of honey in there is crystallized.
Every
bit of it.
We got some from Tracy at Just Dig It Farms. Hers is crystallized. We got some from another local beekeeper. It's crystallized. You bought some from the store because we wanted to know what orange blossom honey tasted like. It crystallized in a week.
Yeah. And I knew that was normal.
Yeah. If your honey does not crystallize, it has either been over processed or it's had corn syrup added to it.
And
one of the two.
We can't tell you when you get that jar of honey. It might crystallize next week.
It might.
Or it might take a couple of months. It just depends on the moisture. And there's no way for us to determine what that is.
Yeah.
Not moisture, but the...
And crystallization and fermentation are two different things. Crystallization is when the honey just crystallizes. It starts to get hard.
The sugar crystals.
Fermented honey is mead. That's what fermented honey is. It's basically mead, which is honey beer or honey alcohol, but it's had water added to it.
Rachel and Roy may be on to something, huh?
Maybe somebody said, Miss Julie said that pure maple syrup will crystallize.
Is that right?
Yep.
See, we don't know anything about maple syrup.
I don't know about maple syrup.
We are happy to open our ears and eyes and learn about it.
Yep. Yep. And you can use it if it's crystallized. You can.
Some people say they like it better
Some
crystallized.
people do like it better
Because
crystallized.
it's got a little crunch to it.
Mm-hmm.
I eat oatmeal every morning, and instead of a sweetener, I use honey in it.
Yep.
And just a little bit will go a long way. So, you know, you have so many different ways that you can use honey to your health benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I do think people over the years have, bought honey from the big box stores, and it never crystallized because, like I said, it's been processed or it's had corn syrup added to it. And that's what they're just used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're used to it, being available. Every time they fix that peanut butter sandwich, it comes out of the jar with no problem.
That's right. I saw somebody say that they love when they have a sore throat.
Huh.
They chew on the honeycomb.
Oh, really?
To relieve their sore throat. And that would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
That would make sense.
I needed that back a few weeks ago.
Well,
actually, me and Carl, she had a worse sore throat than I did.
Yep.
That does make sense because you could have that honey in it and it could coat it slowly.
Yep.
All right. Well, a lot of you guys have. Did you want to say something else?
I was going to have to talk about Miss Honey and everybody, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that Miss Honey and everybody.
Miss Honey, meaning Miss Honey the donkey,
is
not
doing
Rachel.
Great. Yeah.
Rachel's Miss Honey too.
is doing great. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought there. Her and everybody getting along well. Yesterday, it rained all day yesterday. And then we went over there, checked on animals several times. And before we left, and the last time I went over there, y'all, Honey, and I took a picture of it and I posted it yesterday if you didn't see it.
Dyson sent it to me before you got back home.
Honey and Jesse were in the stall together. Now, they could have went in any stall.
There were 3 stalls with open gates.
All 3 stalls were open. So they could have went in the last stall. They could have went in there, the big stall.
They were together.
They were together with nobody else.
They were together. And, that tells me there's no drama.
There's
no drama.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, while we're there hasn't been any drama.
Yep.
But we don't, we're not there 24/7. So to see them together by choice was a major accomplishment.
Yep.
They wanted to be together.
I was so happy when I saw it and just standing basically side by side. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. But so far everybody's just getting along well. At first Honey was a little leery of the evening feeding time, but now she's on it. She's absolutely on it.
Yesterday evening when we went to feed, you could see the look in her face that she knew that she was fixing to get some grain. And that's one thing we need to talk about is donkeys and grain.
Yeah.
Now, I think that it depends on the farmer and it depends on the situation to if your donkey has grain or not. The feed that we feed is made by Klombach, and it is a high quality equine feed, meaning for horses.
That's right.
Well, a donkey is equine. So we feed Jesse as well as Honey a little bit of that high quality grain. We are in the middle of winter here, and our pastures are not lush and green, and there's not acres and acres of, grass for them to graze on. So that feed has roughage in it, and it is designed for them to have. So we feed grain. And if you don't feed your donkeys grain, that's your business.
Right.
But here on our farm, we feel like that's the best way to make our donkeys thrive and be healthy. We do offer hay 24/7, but hay alone is just, unless we had green pastures, we feel like we need to supplement.
Yeah, and I showed you in the last video, it's half a cup.
Yeah, they don't get much.
It's not very much.
They don't get much. Yeah. It keeps them happy. It keeps them healthy. G&G said she What did she say?
She feeds grain and hay to Nelly.
She feeds grain and hay
Yep.
to head Nelly. So it just depends on the farmer. So while we choose to feed them grain, and we know that it's, for the best of our feeding routine,
Right.
What somebody else does is kind of like their business.
I wonder if the people that reached out to us, I wonder if they've seen instances where people feed the donkeys not like an equine feed, but maybe a sweet feed
yeah.
or all stock feed, which sometimes has a lot of sweet feed in it.
Right.
And I could see that really making them overweight or putting.
If they had an abundance of it.
Yeah.
Now, as well as I do, those donkeys across the street from us do not get fed grain.
No.
There's no way in the world they get fed grain. They're in a pasture full of cows.
It's a big pasture.
It's a big pasture, and the donkeys are guard donkeys, and they've probably never had a bite of grain in their life. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the way that they make things work.
Right.
But here, our animals are put in stalls, and it's so easy to feed them.
Yeah.
And to keep them healthy. So, we have that benefit.
Yep.
If we had a 100-acre cattle farm, no, we wouldn't probably, because there would be no way to separate them.
Yeah.
We wouldn't feed our donkeys cattle feed, vice versa. Right?
That's right.
So
that is right.
I just wanted to address the reason we feed grain to our donkeys.
Somebody asked, do we put shoes on the donkeys? No, we don't. I would think the only reason that you would shoe a donkey, and you know what? And I've picked their hoofs up because I want them to get used to. I do that periodically because I want them to get used to the farrier.
Right.
Because we will have to have their hoofs trimmed because they are like horses.
Their little feet are not, y'all. They're not that big around. It's a
tiny.
$50 size.
So on these guys, no, I don't think so. I wonder if on a larger donkey. I don't know.
Well,
their hoof is a little different to me, though. It looks like it's a little thinner, but it may be the size of those donkeys. That's why. But if they were, because you could ride a donkey.
Sure.
And so if your donkey was being ridden and you were on surfaces that may justify shoes, they may shoe donkeys. I don't really know.
I don't think Jessie or Honey are ever going to need any shoes.
No, it would be the tiniest
Crocs.
shoe you ever seen.
They could use some Crocs.
It would be so tiny.
Some little infant Crocs.
Oh, me.
Their little hooves are so little. It's so cute.
And I used to, I say used to, but I do. I try to mess with their feet.
Well, Jason picked Honey's up after the second or third day that she was here.
Yeah.
And she did fine.
She did. And her feet look okay right now. But we will get probably Derek over here from the Flying Peach.
Yeah, Flying Peach. He's a farrier. And our farrier that does the goats will not do the donkeys.
They don't do horses.
Or cows.
Or cows.
They're just pigs and goats. So
we got everybody covered. We got Dr. D that can do the cows.
Right.
And then we got the other farriers that do, what's their names?
Rogers Hoof Trimming.
That does the pigs and the goats.
That's right.
And then we got Derek to do the donkeys.
That's right.
So we got everybody covered.
Everybody got to have the toenails trimmed, y'all. Everybody.
So
let those toenails grow and you're going to have some problems.
Loretta's going to get a pedicure here for too long.
She sure is. And Peaches, she might not be far behind.
Peaches probably needs one too.
Well, Peaches had one and her last one was in Auburn. And she was not feeling very well then. But
that's right.
Last year when we had the farrier come for the goats, Peaches didn't need it.
Yep.
And it just depends. Some pigs' hooves grow really fast and some don't. Same with goats. Our Nubians' hooves grow much faster than the Nigerians.
I would say this. Now, we had horses in the past. We had to have our horses trimmed basically every 4 to 6 weeks.
Y'all, it was such a pain.
The donkeys,
they just don't grow.
It does not grow near as fast as a horse hoof does, and I'm kind of shocked because I assumed it would.
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
And it may depend on the donkey too, because like Fifi and Capri, their hooves grow fast. So
Meg's Little House in the Country said donkeys need their hoofs cleaned and an occasional trim. So maybe they don't grow as fast as a horse.
Maybe they don't.
Because horse, I'm telling you, horse would definitely be every 4 to 6 weeks.
I felt like as soon as I got Pookie was his name.
Yes.
As soon as I got Pookie to come and trim, I was on speed dial with him again, saying, "Pookie, could you come on back?
Mhm.
Their toes have grown out."
Yep.
So that was one undesirable part of owning horses.
Boy, I just learned something new.
What?
Explore America said if you put honey in your moonshine, it never goes bad.
Oh, I've never had moonshine. I have never had moonshine.
You've never had moonshine?
I've never had
Never.
moonshine in my life.
I must say,
I'm not starting today either.
I am shocked that you never had moonshine.
I've never had moonshine.
Wow.
I imagine it probably tastes like lighter fluid.
Pure moonshine is stout.
I like to watch the moonshine shows.
Yeah.
Where they make the moonshine and they flavor it with different things, but I've never had it.
Now, Nick and Zoe, I'm not going to say his name, but Nick and Zoe know who I'm talking about. Brought some moonshine to a party or an event, and it was flavored.
And I wasn't there.
And it was in mason jars. It was flavored. And he had one, and moonshine stout. He had one that was called, well, it was dill pickle moonshine. It had a dill pickle, and it sounds disgusting, but it wasn't. And y'all, I'm telling you right now, I just took some sips of it because I wanted to know what it tasted like, the flavored moonshine. That could really hurt somebody because you could not taste anything but that pickle juice. You could not taste anything.
You couldn't taste the lighter fluid?
No.
It tasted like pickle juice.
It tasted like pickle juice.
Well, I must tell you, I don't think I'd like to drink pickle juice.
I'm telling y'all right now, oh man, somebody would get themselves in trouble with that. I don't like the thought of it.
I'm
telling you, it didn't taste like drinking pickle juice out of the jar.
What's crazy to me is that they can put that stuff in that barrel, sugar and corn, and make it turn to the moonshine. And
then you turn around and put it in a barrel and keep it in the barrel for so long, and then it's whiskey. That's why whiskey's got the brown coloration, and moonshine's clear because it hadn't.
So they make it the same way; they just age it.
Basically, yeah. In concept and theory, yeah, pretty much. And when they put it in barrels and age it, then it becomes.
Well, there is a place that a lot of people have said that I should take Mary Carl, and it's called Parrot Mountain, and it's in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So this past week, we just got back from vacation, and you did such a good job at taking care of everything that I Googled how far it was to Parrot Mountain because I said, I got to go somewhere else so you can get things taken care of. So I Googled Parrot Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, it was like five hours away, little plus. And it was in Sevier County, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Sevier County? Why do I know that name? I realized that show that I like to watch is called Moonshiners. There is a couple of them that sell moonshine in that county.
Yeah.
So if I take Mary Carl to Sevier County, Tennessee, maybe, well, I won't. I'll bring it back to you. I'm not going to try it. Maybe
moonshine?
Yeah. Maybe I could bring you back some moonshiners. Is that the name of the show?
Yeah, it was Moonshiners. I think
Moonshiners.
That was it. Yep.
Sevier County, Tennessee.
It's right by Pigeon Forge, Miss Sue Slaughter said.
Huh. I didn't realize it was that close. Okay. Wow.
That's home of Dolly Parton.
Is that right? Lord, I'm learning something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading comments now. I'm trying to learn.
I see you squinting.
I'm trying to learn.
I bet Dolly's had some moonshine.
I bet she
I
has
bet
too.
you money Dolly Parton's had some moonshine.
I bet that's what makes her voice like it is.
Ooh, that's probably why
cool.
she's still so beautiful.
He is beautiful. She is a beautiful lady. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Apple pie moonshine. He had that too. It was good too. They make them all kind of flavors now.
Well, does that come off the ABC? Well, we call it ABC store because Alabama Beverage Control. But
no, this wasn't.
This was homemade.
This was homemade.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I had a friend in high school who got married to a guy who was a moonshiner.
Mm-hmm.
And Oh, I did get some moonshine one time, but I never drank it. He made moonshine in the woods, and that's what he did for a living.
Yeah.
He had another little gig on the side that kind of looked like that was his income, but his income came from making moonshine and selling it to all the country people in the county.
Yep.
I just remembered something. She came to visit me, and she had to stop at Home Depot for something, and she popped her trunk, and she had all these gallons of moonshine in milk jugs like that. And so the guy said, she told me this, I'm just going to move your water out of the way so I can get this in. And she said, water. But she brought me a gallon of it because I gave it to Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Who was our friend who he liked old stuff back that he was used to. And I got him a gallon of it. But it tickled me because she said that worker said, I'm just going to move your water out of the way. It was gallons of moonshine that she was bringing back to her hometown to distribute to her friends. I was a friend, but she didn't distribute any of it to me.
Yeah,
I didn't even want to have any part of it.
What's crazy about moonshining is that, of course, that was kind of the concept of the Dukes of Hazzard, because they would, bootleg or, anyways.
I never knew that.
So, but that's where NASCAR came from, NASCAR racing.
Really?
Sure did. Sure did, because see, those guys, because they had to outrun the law.
Right.
So they'd souped up their cars, and then they started racing those cars on dirt tracks, and then over a period of time, it evolved into NASCAR. Ain't that something?
You know too much. You know too much.
Oh, somebody wanted to know if Tucker has met the cats in the barn. Oh yeah, but Tucker don't care nothing about them.
Tucker will ride on the side by side to the barn, and she'll take 2 steps in the barn, and she turns around and goes back home.
Yep.
And it's not like she's offended that they're there. It just ain't nothing for her.
Yep.
So she's a loner cat. She always has been. She don't
even interact with your mom's cats.
No.
And they all go outside.
And y'all, she will go through Mama's house to go in the garage.
And pass all the cats.
Pass all the cats because she wants to go in the garage.
Oh, man.
She's a strange one. She's very different. But they all are. They're all different in their own ways.
Yep.
It's quite interesting to see all their different personalities.
I saw a comment, I lost it, but basically is that they bet that moonshining probably happened here years back ago because of the spring. Y'all, without a doubt, I swear we see signs that we think that at some point many years ago that there were steals here. We see metal tanks randomly out of the blue, cold spring that runs back here. I think that spring house we found probably may have something to do with moonshine. That's what I think. I believe it.
I don't know.
We find bottles too. We found some old random bottles.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I ain't making no moonshine.
Yep.
I am not making no moonshine, but there is a tank down there that's pretty good size that I'm wondering what would bring for scrap metal.
Yeah.
It's got a valve on it.
Yeah.
I need to open that valve and just smell in it because I bet the remnants of alcohol would still be.
I don't know.
You don't think?
I don't know. That's old. That's old. It's starting to rust out.
And there's even some black piping that runs up under the ground to the old barn, and I don't know what that is.
Yep.
But it's all kind of clues that could be.
And I saw.
But nobody's talking.
Nobody's talking. I saw a comment real quick. I wanted to say something that Miss Carrie said that I think it's her father's having surgery. He has a brain tumor.
Oh, goodness.
And we're thinking about you, Carrie.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Well, I don't know what went on at this property back in the day, but
we were told, and the 2 barns we got justify that this was an old pig farm. So the 2 barns we got, you can tell the way they're set up.
Well,
that this was an old pig farm.
There's places in the concrete that are about that wide
Yep.
that are not concrete.
Mm-hmm.
The whole slab's concrete, but those were obviously drains to where they washed it out and
Yep.
allowed the water to run down. And there's a pipe that actually goes in the backside of it that goes downhill. So if you were rinsing out,
Yep.
it's going to go out.
And then the other little barn, I think that was for farrowing. I think that was for the had their babies in because it has troughs there. I think that's where they fed them.
It's just a small
the
area.
little lean-to, the concrete part. I think that's where the mamas were having the babies.
And we're going to have to tear that area down. It's just no way we can save, not the old barn, the old lean-to thing.
Yeah.
There's no way we can save
eventually.
that. It's just,
yep.
Yeah, we're not going to be in a hurry because we got too many irons in the fire. But
absolutely.
I went down there the other day just looking and peeking and poking and thinking, we got to move this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff that needs to be out of the weather, and it's protected.
Yep.
But I don't want the thing to fall on top of it.
No, I agree. And
Pink never goes over there. She only stays in the barn. And that, y'all, I wish I knew what was going on in her head because she's a loner.
Both are black cats. Those two are loners.
Tucker will go down there with me.
Yep.
When I go to feed Pink, she goes down there with me. But she kind of, they just don't form a bond or anything. There is no.
Yep.
How's Granddaddy? Granddaddy's doing fine. Things are well with him, and they're of course back in their house, which is a lot to be happy about. Somebody of that age needs to be where they're comfortable and not in a.
Absolutely.
They lived in a temporary housing that was the shop that they converted to a house, but they're back in the house.
That's right.
All is well.
I want to answer 2 questions that I saw that I wrote down.
Okay.
One was somebody asked, and I didn't write their name. They go by so fast, y'all. That they were planting okra and peppers and want to know could they plant them together, and if so, how far apart? Absolutely, you can plant okra and peppers together. It won't hurt a thing, and I'll probably do them at least probably 2 foot apart. And the other one was, do we put anything else in our chicken's water besides apple cider vinegar? No, we don't. Unless we have one that needs something, we'll put that Rooster booster in there.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't remember what the other name for it is.
Poultry cell or
Rooster booster. It's just vitamins and electrolytes.
It is, and I think it's got some molasses in it too to kind of get some a jump start. But on the apple cider vinegar, though, we don't do it every single time. We may do it every other time or once a week, but we don't put it in there every single time because I think that, and this is just me, you can have too much of a good thing. So I would just do it every other time you fill your water up or once or twice a week.
Or when they're chicks.
Yep. Or they're chicks.
Yeah. And be careful when you're adding new chickens to an old flock, especially if you're getting them from somewhere that you don't know. That's how sickness gets started.
Yeah. Kind of be careful buying full-grown chickens from somebody if you don't know them. If you know them, that's totally different. But
well, you bring in chickens and they could have lice or mites at their old flock, and you put them in with yours, and that's just asking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what's going on internally. So take your. In my opinion, it's best to raise them from chicks to have in your own flock, unless you don't have any other choice.
Mr. Robert said hello from Vietnam. He is on vacation from Missouri.
How about that?
We just had a friend of ours take vacation in Vietnam.
She's still there.
And I think she's still posting pictures.
She's still there. She's been there for several months.
I thought she came back.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
I can't tell because she posts so many pictures. I thought she came back and was posting pictures.
I think she's still there.
Anyway, she loved it.
Yeah, she did.
Or loves it.
Yeah. One or the other.
One of the two. Yep.
It's been quite the vacation for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, looks like the sun's trying to peek out a little bit. Trying. I can see Loretta out the window. Can you see her? You see her? Loretta got a
Oh.
special treat yesterday evening, and if you guys have seen our pictures, Jason's broccoli did so well.
Mm-hmm.
And we made broccoli salad, which has onions, a little bit of mayonnaise. You can use Greek yogurt instead.
Yep.
What else? Sunflower seeds, cranberries, and Loretta got the stalks off of it.
Yep.
Now, what'd she think about that?
She was asleep.
Oh, so you just left them for her?
I just left them for her.
I bet she had them when she woke up.
She was asleep.
Well, it was late yesterday afternoon, so
Yep.
I guess she had turned in for the evening. Did Gus come see them?
They were both asleep.
Both asleep. Okay, so they had broccoli for breakfast early.
You know how
before-
it is. They in that porta hut, and it was been raining, so they listened to that rain on that tin roof.
Yeah, I was feeling
And
that way too.
And plus, yesterday was National Pig Day,
That's right.
so they probably been, they probably been celebrating a little bit.
A
you know
little
what I mean?
moonshine,
Probably, you know what I mean?
pig shine.
So they was out.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, homegrown broccoli cannot be beat.
It is great.
I am so thankful that Jason had a successful crop. Well, I helped plant it.
I'm gonna tell you something about the broccoli. I've been watching it, and it went, and it went from this to this like that, and then you got to go out there and you got to start harvesting it because it'll bolt on you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some more in the refrigerator that we harvested that I got to figure out something new to do with it. Unless you want some more broccoli salad.
I like the broccoli salad.
It was good.
It
We
was
had
good.
it for lunch for a couple of days.
I like the broccoli salad a lot.
You can do that so many different ways. Some people add cheese, some people add bacon, or you can, have the healthy version where you use Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise. So, you got lots and lots of options.
Yep.
Well, I'm thinking about going to the feed store this morning and getting some Kalmbach goat grain
I may go with you.
for our girls.
I may
And
go with you. Get out a little bit.
I'm always kind of scared. I mean, we've got feed, but it's like that much left in the barrel.
I know.
And I'm scared with it being tomorrow, Sunday. I might not have enough.
Broccoli casserole. I'm sorry. I'm food. Broccoli casserole sounds wonderful.
I like broccoli casserole, but I do not like things that are cooked in the oven with mayonnaise.
Really?
And most broccoli casserole has mayonnaise in it. So I might try to see if I can't find a
Broccoli impasta. Now that sounds good. Now I had some broccoli yesterday
yes.
that was charred, and it was actually charred. It had
Black on
had
it.
a little burn on it.
Of course,
And
Mary Carl looked
y'all,
at that and said, "Yeah."
it was phenomenal. You know what I like? I like Brussels sprouts charred.
Yeah, I do
And
too.
it kind of reminded me of that.
That broccoli that you grew is good just raw.
Oh, it is good raw.
It's
Absolutely.
good raw.
When me and Mary Carpenter watch movies, instead of eating popcorn, and if we got broccoli in the refrigerator, which we've had, I'll eat it with a little dressing on it, just a little dip. Eat it.
Yep.
Love it.
I
It's
need
good.
to make some hummus.
It is good.
That's something that
Oh,
we
I forgot about that too.
need to make some
Mhm.
hummus. I don't know what it is about the mayonnaise that's cooked. Somebody wanted to know, but I just don't do well with it.
I tell y'all, talking about cooked mayonnaise, one of my favorite chocolate cakes is the one that's got the mayonnaise in it. And it don't sound good, if you're thinking about it, but y'all, a mayonnaise chocolate cake is awesome. It's
Broccoli
old-fashioned,
cheese
too.
soup, I like that.
We like broccoli cheese soup too.
We do. But I kind of want to keep the flavor of it,
Yeah.
When you do something like the broccoli soup, you kind of lose the broccoli. You know what I mean?
And you do kind of lose the broccoli. And the broccoli's so good.
It's
That's
so
just
good.
yeah.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't like the broccoli
Right.
soup. It's just down
Chocolate mayo cake was my dad's favorite. Deborah, telling you, it is. I love mayo chocolate cakes.
Well, maybe I don't have a problem with a chocolate cake with mayonnaise in
Yeah.
it, but I do with broccoli casserole.
And we're probably going to do that this weekend. We were going to do it the day we ran out of time. I'm cutting all of it, and we're going to freeze dry some, and we're going to freeze some.
Yeah,
we're going to do both.
I saw somebody
Yeah.
said freeze dry.
Yeah.
You can definitely freeze dry it.
Yeah.
We did last year. And
Broccoli moonshine.
oh
That
wow.
was Mikey.
Michael, you come get you some
Oh,
of our broccoli. We ain't sharing much of it, but you can come get you a head or two and make that moonshine. But I ain't drinking it when you're done.
Oh, man.
You and Jason can have
I
at it.
got my mind set on this chocolate mayonnaise cake.
Well, you go make that, and I'll go get the feed.
It is phenomenal. Y'all, if you never had it and you like to bake, find your recipe and you'll never, I'm telling you, you're going to be.
Find your recipe. It's not Jason's mayonnaise.
I don't have a
Just
recipe.
find you a recipe.
Yeah.
Okay?
Google it.
Google it.
Mayonnaise cake.
It ain't on www.
It's an old fashioned cake too. That's grandma used to make that.
It ain't on cogkillfarm.com.
Yep.
But our honey with the comb is. Well, my coffee's been empty.
Pickled broccoli. I've never had pickled broccoli before.
Jason, we gotta go.
I know. I'm sorry.
We got
we love y'all so much.
We got empty cups and we just gonna talk to y'all all day long.
I know. We got so much to do today.
So here's to y'all having a great, wonderful weekend.
Yep.
And we will be back here on Tuesday if I don't go on a vacation.
Oh goodness.
Y'all be good.
See y'all later.